Save this dance. I feel my knees get weak beneath me. I know this night might be our last.
It's a mess. It's like this every day. And
I'll try my best. It sounds cliche, but tell me what you wait for me.
baby, I'm a rolling stone.
I got all the right in me. I don't want to say this strong. Tell me would you stay with me.
All right, here we are. Hey, Google, stop. Welcome, everybody, to the world's most insecure, incredibly talented, wasting his talents on a subject like this. Let's talk pinball today. Happy Saturday morning, people. It's going to be a charged show today. I'm just warning you. Shots will be fired at some chumps. We're going to talk about Star Wars. We're going to talk about what we know is going on in the world of pinball. And we're going to do it in a way that's fun, that's lively, that's entertaining. We got Drew in the house, Mike, Charles, Jeremy, Eric. What's up, y'all? How many we got in the house? Right, we got Facebook going. We've got 22. There we go. You know, I think that YouTube is the better place to be, but if you want to watch on Facebook, you can watch on Facebook. I'm an equal opportunity to annoy you employer. Okay, let's do this. Gonna let everybody come in the door. We're gonna do this for like an hour today, maybe, because I left my credit card at a damn country club 40 miles away. Went to the Guns N' Roses concert. Sad boy, baby. In right away with the 1999. Whoever signed off on the blinking Java needs to be banned from the industry for life. We're going to talk about Java. We're going to talk about Star Wars. It's like it feels like the game came out like a year ago, doesn't it? It's like sometimes when these Stern games come out, it almost feels like, all right, it's already been out, and then we just get the confirmation of what's in it. I have a lot of feelings about it. I put up a podcast about it this morning, and I think you're going to agree with all of it. Like, and I don't really have much. I don't really have like extreme emotions around the game at all. But let's get to it in a little bit. I want to just welcome all you to the show right now. Hopefully you guys. It's been a rough week. We're going to talk about the week and how rough it's been and what's happening in the world. And it's easy to try to tune everything out and live in a vacuum. And I do think it was a bad week to launch a game. I think it was like the energy and the realities of life and the world and things that occurred didn't make me want to spend money on pinball. It made me want to hug family and be closer to people I love and reevaluate everything that is a priority in life. And I've been thinking about that a lot. We all think about it a lot, especially as we get older. There's an increased level of clarity and wisdom that we all get. And I want to address some things on this episode about what was said on my Facebook page about 9/11. I want to talk about that because I do love this community. And I think this community is some of the coolest people I've ever met. This community has given me an extended family and friendship like no other. I think that this hobby is it is an elixir and it is a remedy for the biggest problem in the world today, which is loneliness. That is the epidemic that is really sort of hit younger generations hard. I don't think our generation suffered from loneliness that much because we used our imagination a lot more. We played a lot more. We were more physical and out in the world and hands-on with things. We didn't have devices. We didn't have something in our pocket that could distract us, that could show us horrible things, graphic things, things that we shouldn't even be thinking about when you're a young kid. And I think that scares kids. I think it makes them even more isolated. And I think it's tougher than ever to be a parent nowadays because of it. But we're going to talk about this pinball machine. Fizzy, what's up, brother? Fizzy, I just want to say, like, I'm really happy you're a member of the Kaneda community. You're a very active member on the Patreon chat. I know you were very excited about Star Wars. Curious if you're still going in on one. let's get to it in a minute. But I may have had the easiest time ever telling CoinTaker I'm out. Like I really wanted to buy it. I did. I had the money set aside. I was really thinking Star Wars could be the game that goes into my garage. I don't really feel like owning it ever. Kaneda, let's be honest. The Stern pinballs are okay. Are SHIT retro Aussie. Um, so should we just get into it? Should we start with Star Wars? Let me just get another drink of my iced coffee. It's a cheap ass money grab where they're gonna put where are they gonna put the effort and do this title justice. What's up, Tony? Okay, so here's the thing about this. I want to talk about the Star Wars launch in a sort of like a holistic way, and I want to talk about not just what we saw yesterday. I want to talk about the lead up to what we saw. I want to talk about the fact that we knew it was Star Wars. Oh man, hold on. Wow. I won't lie. Last night was like one of the first time I've gone to the local McDonald's because I needed it. Late night McDonald's run. Kaneda is in the house by himself this weekend because my lovely wife took the two boys to Legoland, and I have the house to myself this weekend. So party at Kaneda's, everybody. Is there a game on right now? All right. Brisbane Lions won AFL. Okay, I don't know. Okay, is that soccer? AFL? I don't know what's happening here. So here's my thing. We all knew it was Star Wars. We all had like Star Wars fatigue, and we got to see the game. Now they teased the game about it felt like it was like almost 2 weeks went by before we actually got to see the game itself. And then we had nothing for a while, right? Then it was like this. There was a media day. Then the webinar didn't happen with the dealers early in the week. Then they were originally going to reveal the game on September 11th. They pushed it back out of respect. Smart move, Stern, to Friday. As I was saying, I didn't really care. Like in the end, we knew the game was coming out this week. We got the game, and it's hard for me, who has covered this hobby now for 12 years, to look at anything in isolation. I look at games with memories of other launches and other moments and how certain pinball games made me feel when they were revealed. I remember when Stern lined up those three Batmans. Wow, right? That was a wow moment. I remember when Ghostbusters, wow. Godzilla, wow. Guns N' Roses, wow. Harry Potter was like a wow launch for Jersey Jack, right? It's like I remember what excitement was when Spooky showed Evil Dead, and everyone's like, wow, like look at where Spooky's taken this company. Wow. Right. I wasn't even into Evil Dead, and now those games are selling for 3,000 over listing. Right. Wow. Right. Like imagine what they're going to do with Beetlejuice. And we want moments of wow. I was there, or I wasn't there. Actually, I saw it when Dutch Pinball like wheeled in the Big Lebowski. Right. Wow. Right. These are wow moments. And I think over the last decade, we've really had some incredible pinball. And now we're at a point where pinball is so expensive. So every new launch we look at through the lens of, is this going to wow me? And the hard part at these prices now where Stern is at, because I still think Stern is more of the mass produced product, the more of the commodity that had such a golden thing that they destroyed. And I've talked about this for the last year or so. They literally have destroyed their 3-tier model, the significance of it, the significance of the LE, like making the LE they've destroyed what they created, and it's really running thin now. And so when I saw Star Wars for the first time, I wanted to love Star Wars pinball. It is two things I love combined, pinball and Star Wars. And I wanted it to wow me. and I want it like, and I will say this, when I first saw like the cabinets, first of all, thank you, hurdles, coins. After seeing this game, Stern doing the Back to the Future license would probably be a disaster. Oh man, it's a good point, man. I don't think anybody wants Stern to have their dream theme now. I don't. I really don't. I used to think they were the way to go. I just think they've now become, to me, a company that is cutting corners and not pushing the creative envelope enough. And, as a new platform launch, not impressed by any of it. So see the game, right? I saw I liked what they did with the cabinet vibe, making them look like the classic toys from Kenner. It looked like, I dig it. I dig the translate. I dig what they were going for. It has that sort of that fun, inviting, Star Wars toy kind of vibe going on. And, so I don't have a problem with it. I don't love the LE package. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And then I see the game, and I see the gameplay, and I see the mechs in the game, and I see that AT-AT that's this big, and I see the Jabba, and I see the Death Star, and I see the ramp, and I see nothing. Wow, like what? Even the Magna save from GoldenEye, cool. It's cool, but even the way they implemented it with the artwork, putting a pinball there, I said it on my show this morning. You ruin the magic. The whole point of a magnet being under there is I want there to be like a mystery, like the force is being used. When you put a pinball there, why'd you do that? Absolutely ruined the sort of what could have been a really special, cool thing by like telegraphing what the thing is going to do. Like really bad. And the playfield artwork, I don't really like at all. Dave Sanders says, doesn't Star Wars feel utterly designed by committee? Dave, I said it again. I said it on my show. It feels like it was designed in a weekend. The thing about this, the problem I have with this design by John Borg is like when you go fan layout, 8 shots, like one after another like this, sure, it's like going to be a easy game to shoot. It's going to be for casuals. The problem is it really feels rushed. And I know it was rushed. Like he had to design this game, I think, in a really short amount of time. And that's my overall feeling is like, I look at this game and like, there's nothing in it that's like, wow. And in fact, there's just stuff that's like a real head scratcher. And the AT-AT, for example, in the movie, you are harpooning around its legs and it falls down. Doesn't it look like you're harpooning above it? You're telling me they couldn't have done a third flipper orbit shot to rotate around the AT-AT legs to make it fall down? When it's not falling down, it's just it's not firing from the guns from its head. It's not like making motions like it's moving. It's just for this much money. Again, I just feel like for this much money, we are not getting a world under glass. We are getting Tinker toys under glass. And then when I saw the leftover shooter rod heads of Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper, that's the moment where I'm just like, they've just kind of given up. It looks bad, and I don't know what is happening. Right? It just feels cheap. It feels like it's mailed in, and it's just going to be a great location game. That's the other thing. I was talking to my operator friends like Kale over at Electric Bat, and he's like, I can't wait to get one. It's just gonna make money for operators, as it should. But that's not the market Stern needs to like really incentivize. It's the home buyer. I don't think I've ever had an easier time passing on a game that I thought I would want to buy. I don't think I've ever had an easier time just, all right, cool. It's another, it kind of made me feel the same way the Richie game did. Fizzy said, at first I liked it and was going to get it. I like the art and the speakers, but after reading all the chats and watching some videos, I think I agree in the cheapness of the toys. So pass. See, I mean, look, Fizzy really wanted to buy one. Neil McRae shilling it is the new in his new video. Well, Neil is probably the biggest Stern fanboy there is. So like and it's fine. Like, I'm happy Neil loves Stern games, and he usually craps on like JJP games and loves Stern's. That's Neil. Like, when you know the source, of course he's gonna shill. He's like buddies with all the people over there, and he flies all the way from UK to see a game. Um, it is what it is. Yeah, it almost is weird. Like, for some weird reason, like, even this is like the full featured expensive version. It still felt like a Costco game on some level, didn't it? Like, didn't it just feel like it? Okay, if you didn't see anything and you just saw this, you could almost mistake it for a Costco $5,000 game. And that's my overall feeling about this game. Well, let me also talk about the clips, because the more I watch of the gameplay, the less excited I get. It's like they managed to make exciting Star Wars, the movie, feel a little boring. Like, feel a little, I just felt like I haven't felt this way in a while. I do feel like the Star Wars fatigue, and I think they managed to make the original trilogy feel a little fatiguing, because when what's on the playfield isn't truly exciting, you kind of it's just not enough. And they did this with Jaws and it worked, but I don't know if it's going to work with Star Wars because it's like 3 movies. There's just a lot of jumping around again. There's a lot of like, you're in a moment and there's a lightsaber, and then there's like the creature from Jabba's like the little Jabba's squirrel guy like pops up. Then you're back at the lightsaber battle. Then you're back. It's like and the fact that they've got a bigger screen and managed to make it feel smaller makes no sense to me. They literally, if you look at the clips, why aren't the clips full screen? Well, why is all this stuff on the screen? And then when they do the crawl, it cuts off the text, and it was never cut. How do you have a bigger screen and manage to mess that up, Stern? So, I just think the whole thing just feels like they don't even know how to like properly take advantage of even their own new platform. Expression lighting, I never liked expression lighting on a game. I never thought it looked good. It looks like little Skittles or Pez's, and like they couldn't design something nicer. Look, as far as people saying like Raid, yeah, fine, cool. Like, I'm nothing against Ray Day and his code. I just don't think it's gonna make this game worth owning. It's 1 movie per ball. Is that how they did the game? Yeah, I was confused by that because I'm watching gameplay and I'm like, why is the movie intro crawling? Like, you can't read it. It's just weird. And then, the call outs are really like the C3PO call outs. Like, I don't know if I would have done that way. I know they got like an actor. Is that like C3PO from the newer movies or the original? I don't know. It was like Chris Bartlett or something. I think I'm making that up. I don't know. I like a lot about it. Also, some questioning choices, couple ramps, cool art. All right, still Star Wars fan. I'm buying. Ryan, are you buying an LE? I mean, yeah, C3PO is easily like a kind of meant to be comic relief annoying, and to have him do all the call outs. Yeah. I think Spaceballs would have been better after seeing this. I just don't you know what it is? Like, I'm not I just feel like another Star Wars game is out in the universe. It's not gonna like blow us away. My real issue and concern with Stern is like their games are just not getting better. And they just are, they're just, it just feels like another Stern is like the new punchline. And I think that the rest of the industry is improving, and the only company not getting better is Stern. And Spooky's become much better. Jersey Jack has become better. Dutch Pinball, I've got a lot of excitement around Back to the Future, gang. Like, now, because my boy Melvin, he's getting involved a little bit and he's helping making the game even better. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be epic. So I think, that feeling we had when we saw Lebowski, we're gonna have that feeling when we see Back to the Future. I've seen Raza. It looks stunning. Like, Raza looks way better than Star Wars. I thought the pin looked decent. Can make a decision. All right, hold on. Why are messages being restricted? Let me make sure that I'm gonna. Jay Hendricks, what did you say? Do I have like moderation on? I don't know. I always have to like figure out how to like turn that off. I think it's up here. Community moderation reactions. Uh, I had to turn off one of those gameplay videos. Just a jumble of noise. I know, man. Mike, I feel the same way. Like the more I watch the gameplay videos, the less I want the game. You could see it in the reactions of the media that went there. Also, did you notice like all the media? I think it was Vic or one of them. They showed all the media like huddled around each other. I didn't recognize any of them. Like none of them were pinball media. So Zach Sharp has done a good job bringing in the YouTubers, the influencers, if you will. That's their strategy. And look, I don't blame them, but it's just all right. I just don't think when you see the comments on YouTube, it's funny because it's like the newbies are like, I love it. It's way out of my price range. Like everyone thinks they're seeing something that's like $3,000. Yeah. Like once people find out what these things actually cost, like it's a hard pass for most people. So here's the thing, Anthony. He says he's bummed on this effort. I'm kind of happy. I didn't want to spend $13,000 to be honest on this game right now. I could have. I'm actually gonna buy myself something else for my birthday. My birthday is September 25th. If you want to, if you want to know, it's like what's sad is like at my company, they now no longer will tell you what people's birthdays are out of privacy. And I was like, what is this? Like, why is a birthday a private thing? Like, how sad do you have to be as a grown adult to not want to let people know it's your birthday? I think that's a very tragic and sad thing that would be a privacy issue. I think the world's gone in so many bad directions. Strange, right? All right, I want to address a little bit of the drama real quick that happened on my Facebook page, if you'll allow me, because it's a very it was a very tough week, and the tragic what happened in Utah and the assassinating Charlie Kirk in front of his wife and children is a horrific moment in America. Like this is gonna be very bad for a long time, and it's whether you like them or hate them, it doesn't matter. The assassination of someone freely speaking their mind and opening up dialogue that's important in front of wife and children is horrendous, and to happen right before September 11th. And like we all have a relationship with that day, and some of us were there. Some of us were in the city. Some of us were. Everybody, the world watched it happen. And there was a comment made on my YouTube page by Glenn Watcher. Like I don't know how to pronounce his last name, in which he said that my sentiment around September 11th, that I didn't mean it, that I don't mean what I say, right? And I love someone told me this morning, Jengis told me that this dude like Orbiter Albert is telling people that I'm a bully, not to subscribe to Kaneda's Pinball podcast. I don't listen to that. I mean, I looked at then apparently the dude's saying he's going to want you to go behind his paywall to hear the full thing, right? Google it. Pinball Nerds Podcast. Albert, you got 9 subscribers. You make $50 a month. You couldn't even afford your own microphone. Retro Ralph had to buy it for you. You want to call me a bully because of what that made me feel when Glenn said that. And I love that Albert's trying to say, oh, it's at one of my friends growing up, Sean, he lost half of his family in 9/11. And I don't mean like adults, like nieces and nephews. They were there. They were like in the building having breakfast. So when you want to like make a joke about my sentiment around 9/11, these are people in the pinball community, like well-known people, and use that as a moment to insult me and call me like I can't even. And then I tried to call him like, really, Glenn? He wouldn't respond. And this is the thing about these cowards. is they want to say this stuff, then they don't pick up the phone. Then they won't say it to your face. And then you're the bully for trying to keep these grown adults accountable for those insensitive remarks. And then, Albert, he's trying to spin. I'm not spinning anything. He said that my sentiment around 9/11 was insincere, that I don't mean what I say. The spin is Albert trying to say he didn't mean it. He wasn't. What did he mean? What did he mean? And so, yeah, won't pick up the phone, won't talk about it. Right. So this is the world that we live in now. And then that other guy who's a friend of the show, like David, with the damn 9/11 shirt with Garfield flying into 2 stacks of lasagna, making fun of 9/11. And look, I roasted him and he deserved it. And he apologized and asked me to take down the post, and I did. But don't be a jackass. Use, as my mom would always say, just use common sense. Common sense, like read the room. Like there, and he said something to me. He's like, "Well, isn't it enough time has passed that we can now make fun of 9/11?" I was like, "Well, bro, it doesn't work like that. There's no enough time has passed to make fun of a Holocaust or 9/11, right? Or October 6th. Is it October 6th? There's not enough time. Like any like no tragic loss of life. George Floyd, whatever it is like it's now it's okay." And it's just what's weird about the world today is you could do that stuff. And I'm not one to cancel. Like, I don't like cancel culture at all. Like, it's, Albert's telling people to like cancel my show. Bro, I make more money in a day doing my podcast than you make all month. Like, nobody listens to your crap, bro. So like, I'll just say it, like, but keep doing it. Cool. It's a free. I'm not going to tell people to unsubscribe to you, because you can't even get people to subscribe on your own. But when people say like unsubscribe Kaneda, cancel like, it's stupid. All it does is make more people sign up. It makes more people raise their subscription amounts. What I want to say is this: it was a tough week. And in weeks like that of this past week, people are sad. People are crying. People are like worried about where we're going. And the last thing you think about in a week like that is like, I'm going to go buy a pinball machine now. And it's unfortunate for Stern. The timing was bad. I mean, I almost, I don't know what their plan was with this launch, but it just, the vibes of it I just feel like everyone's in a mindset where they just don't want to like throw money at Stern. We're kind of bummed out. And just seeing people cheer the assassination of a man in front of his children is to me, I mean, I'm almost getting choked up now thinking about the pure evil that lives inside someone's heart. And I don't care if you disagree with what he was saying. I don't. I wasn't like, I knew of Charlie, watched his videos. I know it. I actually like what he was doing in terms of just giving everybody a platform to tell me what you believe in. I'm going to listen to you, and then I'm going to give you what I believe in, and you make up your mind. Right. And he's allowed not to like support everything or question things. Like, if we live in a world where we stop doing that, and we feel this in the pinball space, like you feel this pressure to toe the company lines, to only say nice things about the products and the people, to only be in support of every action. And look, it doesn't get more innocuous than pinball. And that's why I love it. I love that you guys hang out here. I love that the community that we have is really solid. And, all the attempts and these losers, in the end, like, yeah, I think what Glenn said was stupid, and he's blocked, and he's a loser. And when I see him at a show, I'm not going to punch him. I probably wanted to smack the crap out of him that night because I was really upset. Like, if he said that to me on 9/11, the thoughts of my friends and the people I lost that day, like, I would slap the shit out of him. I'm serious. Like, but I don't want to be violent, but I'm just saying, like, look, we also live in a world where you can't do that anymore, and I get it. But like, yeah, but you're going to say stuff like that, you're a loser. and you're blocked. And I don't want you to do anything to Glenn. This is just between me and Glenn. You shouldn't do anything to Glenn. It's not your battle. It was mine with him. And you know what? And I don't think Glenn's a bad guy. I just think he said a stupid thing. But you know what Glenn didn't do? You know what he didn't do? He never apologized. And if he apologizes, I'll unblock him because I forgive people. You know, and it's weird to me, like this world, it's like, just apologize. You said something stupid, you pissed me off, and I cursed you out. Because you got to be a moron to say that to dude that's really like, I just, you know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. But you know what it is about these cowards? They can't apologize. They think they're like, who raised these men? Like, who raised them to be that way? And I bet they're like church-going people too. It's so funny to me that the church-going people that can't forgive. It's like, do you not listen to what Jesus preached? What are you doing in that house of worship? And then anything but that is how you behave. Weird. So yeah, Albert, enjoy your 9 subscribers, bro. It's pathetic. And I don't even think Albert's a bad guy. He just gets into this because he's friends with Glenn. And then, you know, it's always like the easy thing. Like, oh, look, just take a cheap shot at Kaneda. I don't talk about it. Look, me, you know, I always would tell this to Jamie. I love Jamie over, you know, well, apparently Wormhole is closed now because like of a divorce. Wow, that sucks, right? Guys getting divorced. I think the wife's like getting half the games or something, or like, I don't know what's happening over there. But like literally, I would laugh with Jay because Jamie does his round table with Ralph and Kale. And I always tell Jamie, do you realize that me watching your video will get more views than just the video itself? Kaneda brings the excitement. He brings the audience. You know, I'm going to be at Expo. I've been talking to Rob Burke. Have a funny idea about what we could do at Expo. You know, look, Rob asked me to make amends with someone who I've been trying to make. I don't even know what I did. Individual Jake Danzig, which I know Jake. He was on Facebook. He's, you know, Rob's like, can you just like smooth things out with Jake? I'm like, cool. I'll call him up. I've tried him multiple times. He has my number. I've left him voice messages. I see he's blocked on my Facebook because I think he has said some like mean stuff personally about. So, but again, I'm all about like, let bygones be bygones, bro. I don't know the guy, right? I don't know why he has an issue with me, but he does. So, but again, he doesn't pick up the phone, and I'm just like, I just don't like. I don't know what else to do. So that's the dark side of this community. Is we have some real like SHIT talkers at times, really insensitive comments at times. And look, we all make mistakes. This is the weird thing, is I make more mistakes than anybody. I've done stupid stuff I'm so ashamed about. Like, I'm ashamed if I get drunk and I whine like a baby when I lose the Twippies, even though I got 100 more first place votes. I whine like a baby when I lose the Twippies. You know what the outcome of that behavior was? Kel and I are now like best buds. I'm ashamed that I got drunk and threw a drink in the face of Tim Sexton because he was like kicking me out of a tournament for cheering for Lyman Sheets' girlfriend, Penny. I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. I was raised better than that. I would be ashamed of my boys if they did that. Like, that's not how you handle a situation, man. Like, you should have just left peacefully. The outcome of that is one of my best buddies in pinball is John Ehrlich at Jack Bar. He hated me that night. I elbowed him in the face when they were dragging me out. He proposed to his wife on my show. That you see the full circle, that we can turn a negative moment into a positive if we just open up that opportunity. So that's why when I go to shake Don's hand and move forward, like Jengiz and I are talking again, you know, he called me today. They resist. Ralph is going to come back. We already know that. There's big plans happening. There's big. He just wants to look me in the eyes. I whatever that means. I feel like when he looks me in the eyes, I just want to like punch him in the balls real quick. Like, boom. We good now? I mean, they're also, can we just be dudes again too? Like, all these men are like man-childs. Bringing it back to Star Wars. Let's read some of your. Did anyone order Star Wars, Ellie? We've got 88 here, 30 on Facebook. Did anyone order Star Wars, Ellie? And don't worry, I'm not going to make fun of you a lot. I just make fun of you a little bit. Did anyone say, "Hey, yeah, man, this looks like a $13,000 game. I want one." I do think I was wrong, 100% wrong. This game is not going to go up to $18,000. This game is not going to go up at all. I think it's going to lose money. I think these will go for 10 G's in like 3 months. Also, I gave the exclusive news to my podcast subscribers today. I will tell everybody right now. You guys want some exclusive news? Yeah, it's funny. Like I was like, I said this to Jengiz. He's like, Don knows this. I'm like, oh, cool. Did you guys announce it? Because I don't. Oh, Don can't announce it. So here you go. Transformers Pinball is most likely coming out before Pokemon, because Pokemon has some harder licensing approvals. Transformers G1, and it will be designed by Elliot Eisman. Elliot from John Wick fame is back, baby, with Transformers G1. How unexcited are you now? What are we doing, Stern? Why are we giving Transformers to Elliot and not Keith Elwin? Transformers. This is nostalgia now. This is like what these grown man children want, and we're gonna give it to a designer that hasn't proven he can make a hit game. Now, look, Elliot's got to prove himself. I don't know if Wick was a rush design, but I don't see many people like can't wait for the follow up. So when you go to Pinside, say Kaneda confirms Elliot Eisman on Transformers, possibly the next game from Stern Pinball. You know, for some reason, people have a hard time giving me credit for anything these days. But there you go. Hey, please don't unsubscribe. Please don't. Please. You couldn't pay me to listen to some of those shows. Do you ever hear me tell you ever to unsubscribe from someone's show? Look, there's only one thing that I've told people to unsubscribe from, and that is the Kineticist or This Week in Pinball newsletter. Unsubscribe to that. Like, I don't know why Colin. We were cool, and then we weren't, and then he doubled down. I just don't think he likes me at all. And I think he's as woke as they come. And when he started posting about like trying to bring in the trans debate into the Harry Potter pinball, like he literally tried to drag our hobby and our community. He tried to drag it there for clicks. Once I saw that, that's when I'm like, I'm done. Like you have lost the narrative. If you need to take Harry Potter pinball into a political space, and take the woke angle you're taking is unreal. What's up, guys? What happened to Bubba? Well, I don't know why I just laughed. Like Bubba passed away years ago. Bubba passed away 1 month short of being 11. And Bubba died in my arms. Bubba had gout, which is when the dog's stomach flips upside down. And he was acting all funny, and I knew something was wrong, and I took him to the vet, and he died in my arms as they tried to give him, his heart stopped, and I was watching them try to resuscitate him and give him CPR. It was horrendous way to lose a dog. I thought we'd have him for a few more years. We'd wheel him around, Thing with bulldogs and all dogs is they teach us about love and life and the fragility of it all. I mean, they're God's gift to us. They really are. A dog, when it sees its owner come home, the endorphins it releases are more than humans can even feel when they fall in love for the first time. And you're telling me there's no God? There's a God. Come on. These people don't. You think this is all just random? No. I have a new friend. He's he's a great kid. He was a war veteran. He's a young kid. He lost a finger in an explosion in Afghanistan, I believe, and it traumatized him. He sank into a really dark place, became a meth addict, was homeless, turned his life around. He's now doing great. He dresses like $1 million. Really handsome young guy, and but he's got an interesting uh, point of view on life because I've never met anybody like this, but um, he believes in the flat earth theory. And it got me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, like going into podcasts about flat earth theory, how they believe that Antarctica is the end of the world. You'd fall off the edge, and how there's like military bases there from every country. The Rockefeller estate is there. The weirdest part about flat earth thinking is, and like we make fun of him. He I think he kind of just like was susceptible to some of this like conspiracy theory. But I think the most funny part is the flat earth community actually doesn't believe that dinosaurs are real. They think they're fake, and they think the bones in the ground were planted there by like the governments to convince us of something that wasn't. And I'm like, really? Like you really believe that? Like underneath all that rock and carbon dating that, and because they believe in a timeline also of like we've only been here a few thousand years, not millions of years. And so it's just like, I don't know. I just like when people have strange, weird like thoughts, and you can, it's because it makes for a much more interesting lunch when you're sitting next to someone who literally thinks there was never a T-Rex. I love it. Look, if you're going to be different, be really different. Like be crazy. um Another crazy stat is there were 2 billion T-Rexes. When I read this, that 2 billion T-Rexes have roamed planet Earth. And then you want to charge me $13,000 for a pinball machine? I can't put those two things in my head at the same time. The reason why there were 2 billion T-Rexes is they estimate that there were 20,000 T-Rexes alive every year. 20,000 roaming the earth, right? It's not that many, but it's a decent amount, right? I'd be pretty scared if I turned a corner and saw like 8 T-Rexes, let alone like 20,000 on planet Earth. There was 20,000 a year, but get ready for it. For 10 million years, there were T-Rexes. When I think about the time, and then I think about the amount of time we have, and I think about Star Wars Pinball, like this is how Kaneda's head works. I'm like, I don't need it now. I don't need this pin now. After knowing that millions of years T-Rexes were chilling, you're gonna come out with shooter rod heads on a $13,000 pinball machine. I don't need it. I don't need it. I would rather go study T-Rexes and watch Jurassic Park than buy Star Wars LE. Okay. Okay. So the girl stabbed on the train. Like I don't want to talk about that was probably the most disturbing thing I've seen in years. And I've been saying this, and not to get political, the letting these lunatics on the street with no bail so you can commit a violent crime and they don't lock you up anymore. We used to throw people away. We used to identify lunatics of all races. Okay, this is not a race thing, and throw them into insane asylums. And yes, it's more the Democrats that want these people out on the streets. They think it's racist to set a bail that these criminals can't afford. Yeah, there's a reason why you would need to pay for bail, because you committed a crime. Why would anybody want to vote in? And New York City is about to vote in the craziest progressive left ever. That's why I'm happy I'm gone. I don't want to be a part of a city run by these lunatics, okay? Who wants to? The mayor of the city where that stabbing happened came out and said, we need to have empathy for the murderer. Empathy for him? The poor girl bleeding out, nobody helped her. One guy helped, everyone else just walked by. Again, we need a reset. Fall of the empire. Stern pinball. Let's get back to pinball. Look, here's the thing. Did anybody buy a Star Wars LE? Did we get any answers there? Did anybody buy a Star Wars LE? Come on. If I'm the new CMO at Stern, like, hey man, check out Kaneda now. He's talking about sales of our game. Did anybody buy Star Wars LE? Identify yourself. Chance bought one. Chance Hammer. Canceled it. Chance, you got one. All right, Chance, you took a chance, baby. Chance, man. Let's see. I'm the only one here that's actually played the game, and it's fun. Ian, you're soft, bro. We love you, Ian, but you're soft. You're soft, bro. We know you. We know the moment Ian turns a game on, he's like, I like it. It's fun. It's fun. Nudge Magazine. Love Nudge Magazine. If you guys haven't, can you guys do me a favor? We got 100 people here. A lot more are going to watch. Thousands will watch on Facebook. This will get like 2,000. Can you guys subscribe to Nudge Magazine? Ian's doing something awesome there. And it's so cool. Like, it's just something fun to arrive every month in on your coffee table. If you're into pinball, it's like everyone should check out Nudge. Heck, I got to subscribe. I don't even think I subscribe. I think Ian just sends me copies every once in a while. Chris Coloris bought one. I did not. And that's not how you spell my name. I did not buy one. But Ian, yeah, we love you, but we know you're soft, bro. We know you're soft. I couldn't wait to buy one yesterday. Today, I changed my mind. Yeah, dude, Fizzy, I'm the same boat. Dude. He's like, I instantly hated Venom. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't want to be that guy. Remember, there was always like that guy. Like Don was like that guy. I like Venom. Like, remember, Don was like, Don bought a John Wick LE. Like, once you order a John Wick LE, you literally might as well just like put a sticker on your back being like, never listen to anything I say. I mean, that is what, when you buy John Wick LE, you literally have just told everybody, don't ever listen to anything I say. Look, I love that we've got all these characters in pinball content. It makes it more fun, right? It would be boring if we all were the same. Seriously, Kaneda, answer me this. How much better is Wizard of Oz than Star Wars piece of... Okay. First of all, I love our little Aussie friend here. Retro Aussie. Yeah, like Wizard of Oz is embarrassing. Star Wars is embarrassing next to Wizard of Oz. I think Star Wars is embarrassing next to... I think Potter really just kills it. Like Evil Dead kills it. I think Dune is way cooler than Star Wars. Like, I would much rather own a Dune than Star Wars. I had a long conversation with David Van Ness. He's a really good guy. Like, I told David, I'm like, David, you just need to hire a dude like me. You need some swagger. Like, I can't do it for you for free. I'm not. And I said to him, like, I'm not doing it for free. I don't know. Would you guys have a problem? I'm curious if I consulted. I'm trying to figure out if I could do this. If I could actually be a consultant for pinball companies, but also be objective. I mean, I would do it, but they've got to be able. I do think it would be impossible to really do it. I think it'd have to be one or the other, because the problem is the moment they're implementing things that I've consulted them on, then I wouldn't be able to objectively cover that stuff because I would be biased. So I really, I think it's all in or not. What is the Star Wars code at? I don't know. I had to switch to Facebook because Retro Aussie is so effing annoying. Jeez. All right, Aussie, simmer down there, buddy. You're driving people off the chats. Okay, like let's be respectful of and not spam your hatred of Star Wars. We know we know. Like let's bring it in. Like, it's like let's do a huddle here. Let's all huddle together. We know a few things. We know that nobody listens to Orbiter Albert. We know that Kaneda is the biggest piece of shit in pinball, and that's why you love him. We know Nudge Magazine is beautiful, and you should subscribe. We know that all of you at $5 a month can afford $10 a month. We know it. I'm not going to ask you to do it, but I just did. We know that Kaneda will constantly contradict himself and still have the biggest following in all of pinball podcasting history. We know this. Okay. We also know that Star Wars is underwhelming, lacks creativity, and doesn't look anywhere near what a game for this much money should be. We also know collectively, we're in the huddle here. This is quiet space. This is a safe place. We also know that Spike 3, right? Didn't really hit. Didn't really feel impressive. It seemed like the same old thing. And they managed to make a bigger screen seem smaller than the old screen. Did you notice that? Like the clips are the smaller. Why would you have this bigger screen and then reduce the clip? Like Stern, call me up. George, call me. Seth, Gary, call me. Come on, guys. Call me. And then you get C3PO for the callouts. I mean, really? Are we doing this? Yeah, you guys watch the show, The Studio with Seth Rogen. It's amazing. And I love the marketing chick in it. She's amazing. She's awesome. Can I say chick? Am I allowed to say chick? Um, she's so funny. And I love it when like she like just flies off the handle when they have a terrible marketing idea. She's like, I can't sell this. And that's what the CMO at Stern needs to be like. You want to put C3PO, the most annoying character's voice, as the call outs of this game. Right? Am I hearing you right, John? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. George, this guy wants to put C3PO in the call. We're not doing this. I love that. I love that it's 2025 and we're like, yo, man, the game's got a tweeter. You know? Let's get some light on here. The game's got a tweeter. Like we were getting crappy $10 speakers. Now we're getting like $20 speakers. And we're like, yeah, man. Yeah. Like it's just too easy to make fun of a lot of these moves in this hobby, people. Knew you would find a reason not to buy. Kelly Daniel. Kelly, do you think there was a reason to buy this game that I missed? I'm talking to Kelly on Facebook right now. He said, I knew you were going to find Kelly. What would make me want to buy this game? What do you think I missed that is like, yeah, man, I should buy this game. I should give Stern $13,000 because I only roll in the LE space. It's, if I bought a Potter, it'd be a CE. I don't roll with the second tier models, people. I marry hot wives and hot wife singular, and I roll around in demons, baby. I'm LE, man. I'm not driving just a scat pack. Star Wars is an insta buy. Kelly, I love you. I respect you. Please don't say stupid stuff. When you say Star Wars is an insta buy, that doesn't make any sense. So you're just saying because of theme. I get why you're saying it, but please, out of respect for your own highly intelligent, of your own beautiful life, don't say stupid stuff like that, please. I love you. Trade GNR for no. Guns N' Roses is so much cooler than Star Wars. Star Wars looks like a Tinker toy. Guns N' Roses does not. Guns N' Roses might be clunky, but boy, is it an impressive game to stand over. Star Wars is not. Franchi said, went from Kmart to Radio Shack. Franchi, man. Franchi, can you just tell us right now, since we got you here, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for us to see your next game? Like, how hard has it been for you not to just like send me photos? I promise I won't leak it this time. I love that Franchi and I've made up. Like, I love him here. I love his work. I've been 14. Man, I can't wait, Franchi. I can't wait. Like, I literally can't wait. And I think I told you guys, Spooky Pinball is giving Kaneda's Pinball podcast a few machines fully decked out. Butter cabinet, topper, everything. I'm going to ask them, and maybe they might even put a little Kaneda plaque on it for the Kaneda Club members. They're going to give them to me to offer to some of my club members. So if you get shut out, and I think they're going to sell out instantly, I'm not scalping these. I'm going to give people the opportunity to get them at cost. I'm really excited to do that. The first game I had to pose with for a photo, very excited. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Good. We're excited. Look, I like the premium artwork. Yeah. See, once again, Stern just doesn't make the LE special, man. I swear to God, when I saw all 3 Star Wars, here's what you never want to say. When I first saw all 3 Star Wars games together, you know what the first thing I said is, which one's the LE? You should never feel that way. Would you buy it for the kids? Said Chance. Chance, thank you for the $20, brother. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that super chats. It means a lot. Every donation to the show means a lot. Would you buy it for the kids? No. I mean, my kids are too young for Star Wars too. They had Killian. You know, if I were going to bring a pinball machine into the house right now, that would make Killian go crazy. It would be Paw Patrol and Lion King. It wouldn't be Star Wars. Chris, are you going to be at Expo? I plan to be at Expo. How many Beetlejuices will they make? Why cap it with high demand? They're going to make 999. And the reason why Spooky will cap it and never make more is they have integrity and they have business sense. So by doing it, they are going to make a lot of money. They have like very low overhead and they set themselves up for future success. And they're also, trying to reconnect. Oh, there we go. They also are future-proofing the value of their product. You know, in a world in which LE means nothing now, Spooky Pinball is the only company that has established itself as making very beautiful, high-end, bespoke, valuable pinball now. Because by making only, Frenchie, I thought it was 999. Yeah, Evil Dead was 888. Yeah. And also the price of Beetlejuice is going to be $9,999. Get your nines out, baby. Now, obviously, we're going to put butter on there and, you know, toppers, but they're smart. And when you said something, but why do that when there's more demand? Because they don't want to get stuck making one game for 2 years. And they know their capacity and they know what they can make a year, and they want to make more than one game. They were bored making 1900 and what is it, like 56 or 69 Scooby-Doos. Like, they don't ever want to do that again. And they also don't want to like split design amongst 2 themes. They've made some, you know, missteps, and they now, like, literally, I can't for the life of me find anything anymore to complain about with Spooky Pinball. They're going to fix the monitor so it's not washed out. I get the servos, maybe the next thing that goes, but in the end, whenever I walk by an Evil Dead, I literally am like, oh my gosh, I don't even like Evil Dead, and I really, really want one of those. That is crazy. That is when you've hit the supernal realm of creativity. When you can make someone who doesn't even want the theme want the game. Maybe Dune's doing that for some people. It doesn't do it to me. I still would, you know. But the more I see of Dune, the more I like of it. You know, I do. I told this to David. He's just launched it at the wrong time. You know what? The thing about David, and I always try to get this through to him. I keep saying, David, there's 2 kids. The ones who want to get credit for doing the homework and the ones who just do the homework better and don't give a about anything. The cool kids, right? Like gifted, talented. They need to stop being the company that wants to keep getting credit. And they need to do cool stuff. They didn't name their company something cool. I literally told them, like, why did you name your company Barrels of Fun? You did no market research. You didn't test names with people. And when you announced it to be Barrels of Fun, everybody laughed at you. And that's the problem. You only get, imagine if Guns N' Roses was called Barrels of Fun. You could even have all that music, but imagine having to go through life where people are like, you have a pinball company. What's the name of it? Barrels of Fun. Is that what you want to say to someone in an airport? Do you want someone who drives a 911 Turbo S? Hey man, you should put a pinball machine in your house with your cool car and your hot wife and your beautiful decor. Oh, cool. What's the brand? Jersey Jack Pinball. That sounds cool. Stern Pinball. Love it. Right? Spooky Pinball. Love it. Barrels of Fun. And once you have to call something fun, it immediately means it's not. It's like calling a rock band, like, what's the name of your band? Like, the Good Music Crew. You know what I told him? Change the name. I was like, David, I'm going to give you the best advice. Change the name. Change the name. Yeah, and then the abbreviation is BOF. Change the name. It's your company. Change the name. Nobody would care. You don't have like a lineup. You're not going to distract anybody. Change the name. I mean, Retro Aussie, you're funny, man. You're making me laugh out loud. Like, barrels of bullshit. Marketing is not everything, Glenn, but marketing matters. And look, the problem is stubbornness. And I deal with this at work every day. The clients that get it are not stubborn. The clients that get it take risks, but they also will change course if something's not working. And it's hard for me because I used to have really good friends that work at Barrels, and they've just kind of stopped talking to me, and they think I'm being unfair, and they think I don't know, man. It's like, you guys were my boys. I'm a really good at my job. I bill out at hundreds of dollars an hour, and I would have helped you for free not land on that game. I would have got a graphic designer to make a much better logo. I would have called it something cool. I would have made it something. It's like this. It's like the t-shirt test. Is this cool enough that someone would want to wear a t-shirt? Right? I'd rock a JJP t-shirt, a JJP hoodie, even just like JJP. It's just cool. Sounds cool. Stern. Yeah, cool. I love Sterns. When they do their merch right. Barrels of Fun. I'm gonna roll into a bar with a Barrels of Fun t-shirt on. You're not getting laid that night. Again, just change the name. And they're gonna listen to this. Bill, Kaneda talked about it. Yeah, I've said all this to David, and he knows it. He's stuck. And you know what the funny part is just the only reason he's stuck is because he has stuck himself there, but he can also just get himself out of it. And I think on the next game, change the name. It's funny because I also said to him, here's funny. We really have a great conversation. He's like, Chris, I've got 5 games in development. I'm like, David, I'm going to tell you right now, 3 of them are shit. I didn't even need to know what they are, but I'm telling you right now, 3 of them are going to be shit. And 3 of them you should not make. And you're going to do what Spooky did with Ultraman. And you're going to do something that's near and dear to you. And you're not going to do market research, and it's going to flop. And we're going to have the same phone conversation in a year that you should have listened to me, and don't make it. Who's the troll here? Who's trolling? Please block the troll. Matthew, who's trolling? I'm trying to let's see. The die to print Barrel of Fun's pinball boxes cost $11,000. They won't change it anytime soon. All right, Retro Aussie, just simmer down a little bit. I don't know if I can is he distracting you guys too much? I mean, I like having him here. He's funny. It's okay, guys. No one's really trolling here. You know me. I don't tolerate that. Who do you think signed Ultraman? Lucas, what's up, brother? Um, ah, we're gonna end the show in a little bit, but I just want to say this. I really want to say I hope all of you have a great weekend. We'll end in like 10 minutes. I feel blessed to have found this community, a lot of really good people. And I want to also, if you just join now, like I will absolutely accept an apology from Glenn and unblock him, and we can move past his comment about me being my sentiment around 9/11 not being authentic. That I'm like, I don't mean it, is what he said. I don't, look, I'll forgive him. He said something stupid. Same thing with Albert. Like Albert, they're not bad people. Like I don't like hate anybody in this hobby. I really don't. I forgave David Fix. Like I'm not mad at David Fix anymore. Literally tried to get me fired, and I forgive him. I understand why he was what he was trying to do, because he knew that me saying disparaging things about his company could hurt company sales, and I don't I wish he wouldn't have done what he did. I have 2 little boys, and I need my paycheck to keep this family going, and but he decided to go that route. But again, I don't wish him any ill will. I feel bad for him losing his job at American Pinball. I think he made a lot of really questionable decisions, and that's why the sales weren't there. They screw together a great game. They just never had the right leadership. You learn from me how to take the high road. Frenchie, I think we learned from each other, man. I think we both went to dark places. I think we both realize how much more fun is it now, right? When you forgive. And also, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry that those Munsters picks got out. You know that. Like, I never, it never should have happened, and it was on me. And I am sorry. And I broke our trust, and you know that. And it was stupid. And I learned a lot. And I've never since then broken trust or leaked something someone asked me not to. I mean, I had Guns N' Roses in my phone for a year. I never leaked any. I just, out of respect for Eric and the hard work those people put into the game. Now, when it comes to Stearns, I'll leak the shit out of all of it. I got to be honest. It's just like Stern stuff is just like, so it's so annoying how like they're so precious about keeping everything under wraps. And then when they finally reveal it, like the Star Wars game that lived in all of our heads is 10 times better than the one they showed us yesterday. And that's the damn truth. And that's why you subscribe to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast, because nobody else will say that. Ralph's going to like it. It's fun. Ian's like, it's fun. Hey, not everybody's played it. I've played it. It's fun. Yeah, fan layout. Of course it's going to be fun. It's going to be boring, though, after like a few weeks, and you're just still shooting the same 8 shots. It got me out of Stern. Look, Franchi, let's be honest. It might have been one of the reasons. There was other things you did as well. Like, people sometimes blame me for your exit at Stern, but it's like it was a series of things, right? Look, in the end, it all worked out, right? In the end, I think it all worked out for the best. It really did. And I think you're at the better place now to be. So maybe should you thank me for that? It's weird, right? I feel like we're thanking each other for like, yeah, man, like your deplorable behavior was actually like, in the end, like, thank you. Without you being a D-bag, life wouldn't have been this great. Thank you, Retro Aussie. Yeah, the Beatles, man. I always felt like I saw the way Gary talked to you at that show, and I was like, this guy's gotta like it was inappropriate how they treated you, man. And like they you know, to your point of like, this is how it is at these shows, guys. You're the ones who are out of touch. Like, people sell this artwork, they allow their artists to make some coin on the side. They never should have come down on you like that. And it was because you know what it is like the license holder wasn't coming down on them. And they should have been like, if I were them, I just don't think they ever knew how to really handle you. And it's a shame because you're a big personality to handle, right? And I think there's two ways you handle people. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Man, I relate to you. Like, I think my company's the same way with me. They're like you gotta put up with the bad to get the good, right? And if the good is worth it, then we gotta let him be him and let him bake the way he bakes. And my company supports me. Up until the day they probably let me go, which is always the end of any agency career. But they support me. They support me doing this. My CEO always had my back, and so I think Stern just made the wrong decision. And like, instead of understanding who you were, they tried to change who you were. And I think you're now in a place that embraces who you are. And I think because they do, and they respect that, you respect them more, right? I mean, it always felt like Stern's a place where like it's the corporation. Like, you're kind of always at odds a little bit with leadership, if you will. I'm not sure they know how to manage people. Well, like, I heard the rumors like Jack Danger was like trying to leave, and Keith Elwin's unhappy. You never hear like the rumors that like, man, everyone's loving it there, dream job. You never hear that from the people over there. You never hear it. Well, look, even the fact that Christopher Franchi is here, I want to stay on this. We have the artist from Spooky Pinball. And Chris, where are you right now? Like, what state are you in now? We have the artist from Spooky Pinball in Kaneda's Pinball Podcast live stream, engaging with me and all of you live in real time. You Facebook guys, get over to YouTube. We have you here. That is amazing. Jack Danger comes here every once in a while. We see Dead Flip pop in whenever I talk about Jack, how much I love him. He usually pops in. It's like his ears ring or something. Bug and Luke hang out here. Where's John Borg? Johnny, where are you? Right? Never comes, hangs out. If I was a designer, I'd be all over dudes like me. I'd be friends with Kaneda. I'd be because each and every one of you, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel better about supporting and buying games from this man, Mr. Franchi, and from Bug and Luke. It's called like smart. It's not just like smart business. It's called being like a good human in a small niche community. And the people that avoid Kaneda, and it's weird. And not many people do. I feel like I've got good relationship with people over at Stern, JJP, at Barrels. I don't have any relationship with CGC. I mean, like, literally, me, I could care less about CGC. I think the way they treat their customers, and I don't even care that the Medieval Madness Merlin edition is going out. I don't care. It's like, cool. Wow. You guys, once again, you guys made people wait a year and with radio silence. Cool. Nobody cares. Unbox the game. Nobody cares. I avoid Kaneda. I did all of mine by myself. Let's see. Christopher Franchi. Someone last night was saying how they got to meet Elwin Gomez at Pinball at the Zoo. And I'm like, cool. But was Franchi there? He's from Michigan and he's awesome. Boycott Stern trash. Company never will pay again. Spooky only. Kaneda, the question everyone wants to answer is Margot Robbie or Sydney Sweeney? I mean, Sydney Sweeney by a country mile. She's so freaking hot. And I, as a grown man, love saying that. And I love that hot women are back, baby. They're back. The woke community that tried to sell us for years that hot women aren't like that. Everybody's hot. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's gorgeous. Yeah, sure. Whenever the fashion labels went from the hot models to the plus size, the sales went down. Look, I'm just saying, people are attracted to what they're attracted to. And, you had your chance. You had your years of forcing all the hot women to the back of the group. Go watch it. Go watch just TV commercials for a minute and see the way the marketing world is out of touch. Every couple is like mixed couple. The kids can't even come from that couple. You've got like, it's usually like a white dude, a beautiful black wife, and a Chinese kid. It's like, that's what the marketing world turned into. It's just like, what's wrong? Like, it's cool. I really good friends here. These two, my two friends, Devon and Mike, like awesome black dudes. We have such a like they're my buddies here. And we just get along so great. And they laugh at it all. They're like, this is like what happened to the world where we just try to like flip everything. In the end, the high school quarterback is going to be sleeping with the hot cheerleader. Okay? It's just the way it goes. The only way, and this is how we used to talk, the only way that an unattractive man can land a beautiful woman is if you make a lot of money. Duh. But that's the beauty. Is because it's okay also for women to be attracted to money. I'm attracted to money. We all are. It's sexy. You ever have like not that attractive, but like rich friend? It's amazing. Love it. Bottle service, baby. It's fun being around successful people. They think about life different. They enjoy life more. Yeah, don't shave off your eyebrows. Was that Miley Cyrus just did that? Like, I have nothing but women are the most amazing creatures. Like it's crazy to me too, because the people that have been trying to take down women are like the progressive women. Do you notice that? Like it's progressive females that have really waged war against their own gender. Like guys never did that. We never would do that. Like Maverick is still going to get in the plane and kick ass. Right? Ryan Johnson has Luke Skywalker throw the lightsaber over his shoulder and become a pacifist. That's why we hate Disney and what it did to Star Wars. Not all women and men are amazing. Yeah, of course not. I mean, come on. Of course I'm generalizing. There are some real nasty. Well, the Karens of the world are funny, right? Like that woman who stole the ball from the Philly Karen, stole the ball from the kid, right? Wow. My favorite story of the year still. It's my favorite story of the year. It is maybe my favorite like moment where like the internet just got it right and took something that happened in real life. My favorite, like this is just my favorite story maybe ever. And I'll explain why. Because it was like, to me, it was like the most honest moment I think we've ever seen come from the internet. And it was the astronomer CEO at the Coldplay concert. To me, God has a sense of humor because that is the greatest moment I've ever seen that everybody can relate to, laugh at, and it couldn't have happened to two bigger a-holes, right? Like the family she's married into are billionaires. Like you're worth billions and you're going to throw that away, and he's a scumbag too. And then now they're trying to spin it. But the fact that they got caught on the kiss cam at Coldplay is the best part. And the fact that Chris Martin stops the concert and says, wow, they either are really shy or having an affair. The fact that he said that in front of the whole stadium is amazing, right? And then now they're trying to spin it. The husband's trying to create a new narrative. Her husband, that they've been separated before that incident happened or they were going through it. No, he's lying. He's lying. Just accept the fact that your wife sucks. They all suck. And the rest of the world loves watching these rich, beautiful people do disgusting, ugly things. It was like in that like 10 seconds, it was like an entire season of White Lotus. I mean, we are obsessed with eating the rich. We love seeing that these rich, beautiful people are really a lot of times evil in the heart, right? I'm never throwing my family away. We're going to go through some hard times. I've been together with Brenda for 12 years. I always say this to Brenda. I said, Brenda, thank you. You are the only girl I've ever dated and only person I've ever loved where when I go to bed at night, I never question my decision or am I with the right person? I never, ever have any fear. Meanwhile, she's probably like, oh my God, Chris, you're a man child. Like, I could do so much better than you. I'm gorgeous. These hedge fund managers that make millions could give me a bigger house. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what's going on inside her head? And that's the thing, right? Like, you never really know anybody. Like, really, we never really know ourselves that well. Like, we don't. Like, what is going on in our heads is absolutely insane. The from 2 billion T-Rexes to talking about, hot chicks to woke culture to like Harry Potter to like, think about just the things we've been jumping around in just an hour. And in our head, our synaptic like firings are going all over the place. The Irish birds keep oh my God. Jeez. Okay. Keep it Aussie, man, you got to keep it clean. We there's kids. There's kids there. I gotta remove that content, man. Don't talk about my wife in a sexual fashion like that. Let me talk about my wife in a sexual fashion like that. I know I'm blessed. I mean, like literally, like Brenda is smoking. I'm like I tell you every night. I tell Brenda, OnlyFans, man, OnlyFans. Like, I read a story. This girl made 17 million in 2 days on OnlyFans. 17 million in 2 days on OnlyFans. I don't know what she did, but like, damn. Okay. All right. Like we're not. I'm telling you. We can't talk like that. Okay, just keep it cleaner, man. Keep it cleaner. Everybody, look. Call your loved ones. It was a tough week. I feel so bad for Charlie's wife. Just that image of her holding his hand in the casket. Like I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat or you're pro this or you think there's 18 genders and you go to the doctor's office and there's 17 different options for like who you are, how you identify. If you're like a two-spirit, if you identify as a fur, I don't care. I don't care. The father had his neck blown off in front of his wife and children. And all the kids are watching it. I'm talking about a generation that shouldn't even like have to ever see that, you know? Anyway, life is short. We expect big things from these pinball companies, and the games are expensive. And if you're going to charge this much for Star Wars Stern, they didn't nail. Let me just close on Star Wars. This should have been a game where all of Stern Pinball came together and said, we're going to make the best pinball machine Stern Pinball has ever made. It's going to be Star Wars. I want Elwin and Danger, guys, and the design team and the engine. Like we're putting the best people we have on this. If we nail this and we nail it right, we're going to sell more of this game than everything else we have mapped out for the year. They didn't do that. It just feels like a company that is checking boxes and is already on to the next. And they're not focused on making the best example of what the organization is capable of. And that is why people are starting to really not care anymore. We're really feeling like it's just another Stern. And Stern can't survive with that vibe. I've been covering this hobby for 12 years. I've never seen more apathy towards Stern than there is now. And they did it to themselves. They blew up the LE market. They blew up their own model. They were greedy. They lied to their customers. They were going to continue to make LEs after, they rerun LEs, new Jurassic Park LE. They literally went back to the well and burned their own customers. That was all a business decision that telegraphed, we don't care about you, the consumer. All we care about is our distros placing the order. When you really look at what Stern does, everything is about getting that distro to place a big order. They don't care. Right? When they gave Elvira to the distros and didn't price it, they didn't care about you and me. And then some distros charged $25,000 and some of you bought it. Guys, keep it clean. All right. And that's it. And Stern needs a reset. They need a reset. They need to call a meeting. They need to hire Kaneda. Everyone knows it. They when I went over there, I'm being very transparent. I said, George, Seth, Gary, the only job I want here is to be the CMO, the chief marketing officer. And they hired one. I want to let me see. Stern, I'm going to see who they hired again. Where he comes from. All right. Stern Pinball. Because it gave me like. All right, let's do this. Stern Pinball expands marketing team. Stern Pinball is pleased to announce, this was March 31st of 2025, appointment of Matthew Geyer as VP of Marketing. In this role, Geyer will partner with the Stern Marketing Department Director of Marketing, Zach Sharp. I thought I got it wrong on my call today. I think I called Josh Sharp is the reason Steve Bowden was there. And marketing manager Joe Marchfield to drive the organization's marketing strategies, driving brand awareness, consumer acquisition, and revenue growth through effective marketing initiatives and cross-functional collaboration. Geyer spearheads the company's go-to-market approach, strengthening both terrestrial and digital business segments while building more direct and interactive consumer engagement. Okay. Consumer engagement, right? Matt was hired in March of 2025. Have any of you had any consumer engagement with Matt? Come on, Matt. And this thing is like, I just think he needs to join. He should just join here. It'd be fun to interview him. I want Matt. I think he needs to cross the Rubicon and, join the community. Like you got to be more public facing. You can't be the chief marketing officer. This is the CMO, right? Preceding Stern Pinball, Geyer led WWE's worldwide gaming division across a portfolio of console, PC, and mobile products. He oversaw the launch of one of the most acclaimed WWE console titles in franchise history, WWE 2K22, and was responsible for gaming integrations with Epic Games' three major titles, Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys. Prior to joining WWE, he was senior vice president worldwide marketing at Warner Brothers. All right, so he's got a lot of experience in this space. This guy is a handsome guy, tall guy, got a suit on here, looks very professional. That pocket square is perfect. But yeah, he just needs to come out more. Like look how attractive this man is. Hold on. Look at this. I mean, come on. Matt, join us. Join the community. It's time. And I again, like the main role of a CMO of a pinball company. All right. Hold on. Look, Retro Aussie, I love having you here, but I'm giving you a warning. You're not gonna FSS people here. We're not doing this. So just chill out. Okay. I think you've made all your points and let's stop. Okay. Okay. All right. Like everyone's asking you. Okay. Because here's the thing. Like you're gonna force me to I don't want to send you to the penalty box, but you're gonna go there. Anyway, let's end this. Matt, if you listen to this, I'm glad you've got a great job, man. I wanted your job, bro. I wanted your job. Just join us, man. Join the show. I would love it if Matt just popped in here next week. If you know Matt or someone that just tell him pop in. Hey guys, I heard about this show. I heard there's this marketing clown, Kaneda, who has some ideas about how we can better market our products. Reach out. Now, the reason why I don't reach out right now, because again, I'm not giving people free advice anymore. Like I've given it for over 10 years. If I became a CMO of a pinball company, I would stop the show. That's just how it would be because it would pay me more and it would be kind of like a dream to like take a decade of my experience and actually apply it in a beneficial way to help a company. Like that's what I love doing. And it would be fun to activate knowing all of you in this community, like activate and make real change in pinball that I think is needed, both on a product development level and on a marketing level. All right, guys. This chat. Oh, Retro Aussie, I'm putting you on warning. Next week. Chill, bro. Chill. All right. Everybody be good. Have a good Saturday. Watch the fight tonight on Netflix. Peace out. It's getting testy over there on